Hello, it's Credit Havens with another video, an educational video. This topic I'm talking on today are student loans. Student loans are a huge issue with a lot of different people right now. I've been working with a lot of parents who have Parent Plus loans. You know, they're not aware that they were actually the borrower, not just the co-signer, and that it's only reported on their credit. You know, and their child is unable to afford the payments, so they're trying to afford the payments and find different options. You know, I've helped people who are 6 months, a year out of college. They can't afford their payments on their student loans, and they're trying to figure out the best options to navigate through that transition as they're growing in their career to find the best option for them, so that way they don't go late or fall behind on their student loans. I've worked with people who are in default with their student loans, and their wages are being garnished, or their accounts being levied, or their tax returns are being levied. And I've also helped a lot of people who want to, refinance their student loans into a lower interest rate. So you can see here, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of options out there, and everyone's situation is different. So the one thing for you, if you want, should be, right around this area, there's a link, to schedule a free consultation with me or anyone on my team. Would love to talk to you about your student loans and go through some options. Initial consult, there is no charge. It's just really going through and figuring out what's the best option for you based on your specific situation and goals, your starting point with your student loans, the type of student loans, everything. So once again, click on the link above. And but now I really want to go into some education. So I'll start with federal loans. A really hot topic right now with federal loans is federal student loan debt forgiveness. When people hear that, they either think, oh, it's too good to be true. I'm not going to look into it. I don't know how that works. Or they have looked into it and they're talking to their servicer or their student loan servicer directly, and they're not placing them in the best option, to qualify or be eligible for the best income-driven repayment option with debt forgiveness eligibility. So this is how it works. First, you have to go through a qualification based on, and this is specific to federal loans, you have to go on through a qualification based on disbursement date and type of federal loan it is. And then based on that, there's multiple income-driven repayment option consolidation that you then qualify also for debt forgiveness. And the way it works is you have pay as you earn, which is a 20-year term, and it's also based on what's called discretionary income. That's a very popular income-based repayment option. In fact, that's the lowest payment option for income-driven. So if you qualify for that, that's a phenomenal option. And that's a 20-year term. So at that 20 years, any additional principal and accrued interest that's then still due is then forgiven, which is huge. Very, very good for someone that's, right around the median average income or lower income bracket. That's a very good option. There are two other options, income-based repayment and income contingent repayment. And there is also a little bit of another option that's spun off of payee or pay as you earn, and it's called repayee, which is a little bit different. It's still the lower discretionary income payment, but it's actually a 25-year term. So all those qualify for debt forgiveness. So you have 20-year term or 25-year term. Now, if you have a job that's considered public service, so teacher, firefighter, police officer, nonprofit organization, nurse, you all are in a very good position to qualify for public service debt forgiveness. So the way that works is we'd go through and see which income-driven repayment option you're approved for, and then of those, we would also submit for that consolidation, but then attach that you're in a public service career path, and we provide documents to show proof of that, which is phenomenal because at 10 years, your student loans, your federal student loans are forgiven, which is huge. So now, let's say you're someone you're going through, an issue, you can't make your payments on time, you're behind, you're getting close to that default mark, or you are in default with your federal loans. If that's the case, please reach out to me, click on the link above, there it is, and schedule a free consultation because we have to go through some options. You do have options. The last thing you want is to have your wages garnished, to have your bank account levied, your tax returns levied. That's a big one. Tax returns and wage garnishment are the most popular if you're in default with your federal student loans. And the thing about it that's unique is they don't have to file a judgment against you like a creditor would if you went behind on that. Being that's federal, they can just move forward with that action once you're in default. So it's very beneficial for you to look into options right away to get help on that. The last thing I want to talk about is private student loans as well as federal loans, but interest rate reduction refinancing. So regardless if your loans are private or federal, as long as you're in a position you have a good credit score, strong credit profile, which I can look over with you to see if you're a good candidate, but then also you have a good income, because debt to income ratio is a qualifying factor for that. But if you fall within that range, which a lot of people actually do, right now the average that I'm seeing is right around 4.6 to 5% as an interest rate with a longer term, like a 20-year term. It can actually be even lower than that if you do a lower term. I've seen 3.6, and lower. It just really does depend on the bank. There's a lot of banks out there offering this option. It's just knowing who they are, where to go, and to make, one thing that's important is you want to make sure that your file is in the best position for approval, which is exactly where we can help. So if you fall into any of this, if you know someone that needs help, if you need help, click the link above. I keep clicking or doing this the wrong one, but would love to help you. You can speak to me directly, any one of our Credilife coaches. We can walk you through. The consult's free. Let's figure out what needs to be done, how it works, and if you want to work with us, we'd love to help you out. If anything, at least you looked into your options. So once again, this is Credit Havens. I hope you found this information beneficial, and I will be back soon with another video.